One of the most important things we have to keep in mind when we are interacting with someone, really in everyday life, but especially when they are in crisis, is that we are all complex beings. And what I mean by this is that it is actually normal and natural for us to feel multiple emotions all at once. And we want to keep this in mind because when someone has been suicidal, that they are in that much pain and they've gone to someone to express that and let them know, is that to understand that just because someone is at that point of pain doesn't mean that they are incapable of also experiencing other emotions, even emotions such as laughter. And we actually want someone to experience laughter, but most of the time when someone is at that depth of pain, as they're coming out of it, they question if people will believe them. They'll question if they were just making a big deal out of nothing, and they will feel guilty or ashamed, or like maybe it really wasn't that big of a deal. But I want you to keep in mind that just like when you've had a fever, it breaks, right? There's certain things we do. We can take Tylenol, we can use ice packs, we can do Epsom salt bath, we can use essential oils, all of those things to help our body fight off whatever's going on that's causing the fever. But the fever breaks. Just because we had a fever doesn't mean we will have it forever. That is the same with having thoughts of suicide and even being suicidal. So just because someone was suicidal this morning doesn't mean they're suicidal that night. There are people, when they're going through ongoing depressive episodes, that might stay in a state of being suicidal for days, weeks, or months at a time. And then there's other people that are going through a spontaneous episode that might literally last 30 minutes to an hour, which is again why it's important that when someone comes to us or when we ourselves are going through something, that when we're seeking help is to create that space of love and the safe space, so we can establish, is this an ongoing issue or is this a spontaneous episode that we need to address simply in this moment. It does not diminish what the person is going through, even if it only lasts for 15 minutes. I can tell you from personal experience, to be at that point, even for 5 minutes, is excruciating. So please keep that in mind when you're interacting with someone. And if they do laugh, don't shame them or say, oh, see, it wasn't that big of a deal. You were making a big deal of nothing. Recognize the pain they were in for the moment that they were in it, and be there celebrating, congratulating, or just being normal for when they transition back to feeling healthy.